the match, after your match.
Okay.
He'll do with everyone. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for a minute or something, just, quick thoughts or things like that. Okay. Ready?
Uh-huh.
So, I'm here with John Brzenk. How you doing, John?
Doing great.
Skinny John.
Feeling better.
Sorry, ripped, shredded John.
It's been 10, 12 hours now since weigh-in, so feeling much better. It's not as fun as it seems like it's going to be before the weigh-ins, And
Yesterday,
I'm doing good.
we did a fan meet and greet. We did the whole event. I don't know how else to call it, photography and all that. And I posted the video with all the interactions, and there's like 400 or 500 comments now. And I would say 90% of them are, "Oh my God, John! Look at John! John is in amazing
Lost
shape."
too much weight. Yeah.
It's not even that. They're like, "Wow."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just diet. That's not me doing any extra working out, because I don't do any working out. I don't even do sit-ups.
Yeah.
That's just diet. I mean, I restricted myself to
Best exercise for abs in your mind would be
no carbs.
no carbs. And arm
I
wrestling.
think.
Going a lot of side pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when was the last time you were at this weight?
Oh, probably at least 15 years ago or so. I used to cut to 209 and make the 95 kilo class for Zloty, because it was a little easier to navigate the 95 kilo class. In fact, all 4 times that I won the overall championship at Zloty, I was 95 kilos, so 195 kilos. So those were the times. And even back then, I think I had a little more muscle on me, because even back then it was a little bit of a struggle to cut and make the weight. But this one, I wasn't actually too bad. I mean, I told everybody.
The last.
Yeah, I told everybody 2 weeks ago I was going to give up. I got to, to 100 kilos. And I'm thinking, oh boy, I feel like exhausted, and just there's no way that I can make in 2 weeks another, 10 pounds. But then, a couple days after I said that, I thought, I'm on this trend of being able to do this, and it's not that uncomfortable. And it was inspirational to see Larry Wheels cut all that way too. And when I looked at that, I went,
he did it for
"Holy
competition."
cow!" Yeah. Well, this is competition too,
Okay,
so it's very similar. So I thought, well, if he can do it, I can do it. What the hell,
Yeah.
So there's different, challenges in the sport of arm wrestling.
How do you feel with this weight right now? Okay, you might gain back, a few kilos for sure. Right, maybe go to 100.
It's hard to say. Well, I'll let you know after tomorrow night how I feel. I practiced with some really strong arms 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I think it was, when I was at a very depleted level, and I didn't last long. I felt pretty strong the first 3 matches, but my energy levels went down quick, and I couldn't do like even a normal practice. I was like really fatigued. But I felt just as strong, the first few, matches. So I'm hoping that this doesn't drag out to be a long.
It's best of 5, so get those 3 rounds in.
Sometimes 5 can be an eternity,
Yeah, especially with the guy you're pulling. Yeah.
So.
Sasho, I think Sasho really doesn't change in the last, 5-6 years. The same way I see him, he's just the same. A lot of people have mixed thoughts, right? They think the side pressure is the kind of challenge for you now. That is kind of big.
It's for sure
problem, right? But your top roll and ability to take the hand will be, I think, huge problem for him. How do you see this match? Where would be?
Well, that would be the good scenario, that I'm able to take his hand. If I don't take his hand and he's able to somehow be able to hold me with his hand and wrist strength, which is not impossible to do. Todd Hutchins is doing it now to me. So someone that his size with enough forearm strength and hand strength, which I've seen him do before to a lot of good top rollers, be able to contain him, then I'm in big trouble. But if I'm able to get out on his hand and keep him more at a bad angle and flat, then it comes down to, will I have the side pressure to finish it, or is he going to be able to stick me there? If I can get it on my side of the table, I do have some lasting power, and I think the leverage advantage might be enough that I could finish with a press or something. But Todd Hutchins was a different story. He got me on his side of the table.
Yes.
Didn't have the side pressure to bring it back.
Trapped you and just
couldn't bring
over.
it back even to center to even try to work the angles.
I was thinking, I haven't seen Sasho pulling without hand a lot of times. I have seen Sasho, like, he's not really like this. Now, a lot of people cannot, like, it's very hard. They can get him flat, right? So I think if you could get the hand, right, that would put him in position maybe where he's not so comfortable.
Right.
Because he used to having, his pressure is here more than here.
Right.
You know, I think Rustam is very much.
Yeah. No. You can apply so much more pressure when you're this way versus opened up where you're having to pull on your biceps. So, yeah, for sure, I'll be attacking. Inga gave me good advice. Is just approach him like not like I approached Zaru, because Zaru I kind of played around with a little bit and got myself in trouble. So just be aggressive and try to maintain center of the table and keep it on my side after the go. If I end up falling into like a chess match where I want to try to outlast him, just getting hand advantage, and he gets me on his side, it might be a bad choice.
But he also has good lasting power.
If it ends up being wrist to wrist like that, what'll be going through my mind is this is not going to end well.
Well, don't think about it now. We'll cross that bridge when you get there. I'm shocked about a lot of things. The weight drop, right? I think it's good. It's cool. And if you would win, that would be one of the
That was a good challenge. It was fun for me. At first, I thought, it doesn't make any sense. He already agreed that all I had to do was lose to 100 kilos. It doesn't make any sense. Because there's a win incentive, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I told my wife, I said, I'm just shooting myself in the foot doing this. But it was a challenge that I wanted to accept. And so it was.
Because you're already going to, you're going to pull multiple matches in East vs. West and King of the Table, right? So that's set up. So why not be the champ?
Yeah. No, I'll probably try to stay closer to this weight than go back up. And of course, I got the interested parties like Michael Todd. I mean, I got a few heavyweights out there that want to pull me, and I was like, oh man, I got to make a decision here. Either I'm going to be try to get heavy and pull the big guys, or try to stay in. Yeah,
because the jumping around, it's hard, right?
Well, it's not very efficient. It's not hard to do. It's just not efficient.
It's not very efficient. So you have had. How is your arm? How is the feeling? You have had multiple treatments done, right?
Yeah, arm was good when I pulled Alexi. It was really good leading up to Alexi. I mean, I got a really great workout pulling Mr. Todd Hutchins. No aches and pains, no complaints.
I love how you say I had a really good workout.
Oh, I was trashed. I was worried. I was like, is this going to affect me pulling Alexi in what was it, 4 or 5 weeks? But it healed up. Every knock on wood, every super match I've come into it pretty conditioned, pretty well, Nothing's changed. So the
shoulder bothers you a little bit.
Shoulder's been bothering me, And like I said, it was a little scary for me 3 weeks ago at the Georgia practice. I was very noticeably uncomfortable.
But that's
just
because you were deep.
So that's gonna be my biggest worry going into the match tomorrow. Is like, okay, how does the first, even just set up there in the first minute gonna affect me? So.
Yeah. But trust me, you'll eat. You had IV.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely carbed up. So if there is any truth to the carb loading, I'm the perfect candidate to do it, because I haven't,
Yeah.
So it's,
you had some thumb injury when you were doing.
Thumb is still there. Wrist is still there. I would love to say that it's completely gone, but that's old from February, and I still have like a little sore spot. Yeah, when I really bend my hand down completely, and the thumb's still. In the morning, I got to do like little rolling thumb exercise, and they go click. It goes click, 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 click. Oh, you can even hear it there. It's like so. There's still something messed up with that joint. It's a little inflammation.
Because I talked with Luke Polsher, and Luke said the hardest thing for Sasho to do will be get through this thumb.
Yeah.
Because you haven't pulled him, right?
No, never.
So he buries his thumb. He goes very
deep. Okay.
Yeah, very deep, so he can have a good grip, because I think he's a little shorter than me.
Gotcha.
Right. So, and he has pretty long arms, but he's very interestingly built. So like, again, a lot of the guys that are, I think, at the top of the sport are very, like, there's something weird about them, right? Your arm, you take your hand, it's weird, right? You'll feel with him a little bit different, but I think this will be a tough challenge to get over, because like smaller thumbs you can roll with them, you can supinate them, right? But yours should be
little
this is why I'm asking if it's okay.
Yeah, no, I mean
in a match.
honestly, I feel really nothing, no pain going pronation this way.
Okay.
It's when
More.
people turn me under that it's like stresses that out.
Yeah.
So I'll be trying to avoid that at all costs.
So 6 weeks have passed since Alexei's match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really wanted you to win. The way you won surprised everyone. Right? You can put it in a rap song. You look back at that match. Did you watch it?
Yeah. I watched it.
So
it was a lot closer than people gave Alexei credit for. I mean, they say, you know, I heard the comments, oh, he killed him, he wiped him. It was this close. It was a struggle off the top. It could have easily went either way.
But I think if you wouldn't try to get him in that hook.
Oh, but even the top row wasn't a piece of cake. It was borderline. Like, is it there? Isn't it there? I mean, we were almost kind of stalemate after the go. In fact, I think the first match he ended up even popping me to his side of the table a little bit. He kind of got the jump on me. But yeah, no, it was close. Very. I mean, we could rerun that again, and it could be just
different.
a little different. Yeah.
But you were like super impressive. Like everyone knows. Like I talked with Dennis, and Dennis was like, you know, Alexis, all these lifts are insane. He said, and then John just showed up, and he's like, that was so impressive. And I think you had extra motivation just because of, you know, what happened in the movie.
Yeah.
And then it followed you forever, right? How many times people came up to you and asked you, like, right?
I knew I couldn't do any worse than I did 18 years ago, so I was in a good mindset going into the match. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to be able to do this, I should be able to do it. Now, if I can, I can't. I mean, I never could, you know. Yeah. But so my mindset was good going into it, thinking this is my shot, this is my chance. I mean, either I do it or I don't do it.
Yeah. And you did it.
And I did it, yeah.
And you freaking did it. Yeah.
Squeak by.
It was awesome. It was awesome. The big match, you saw Dennis, you saw Devin. Has anything in your mind changed about who do you think right now?
Devin is on such another level. I don't think many people realize how much stronger he's gotten in just the last year and a half, 2 years. And yeah, we'll see. But my feelings are that Devin will dominate this. I don't see. I see no way of Dennis winning this match unless he can just get that cup. If he can get it wrist to wrist, if his hand and wrist are that strong where he can get it to wrist, then maybe he's got the side pressure. But even then, I question that. I don't know if he's got the strength side to side. I mean, it could go if he goes to a King's move, knuckles high, and Devin runs out of gas for some really crazy reason by just trying to out King's move him, out top roll him, then boy, it's anybody's match. But I don't see Devin with his height and that leverage advantage and just the positioning he's going to be able to get into to not be able to outlast Dennis. I just don't see it. I think it's going to be a long match. I don't think either one of them is going to flash the other one. I don't think
that would be surprising, right? That would be the biggest surprise. I feel like the strength level there is pretty close. It will come down to positioning and.
I just feel like Dennis is going to have the worst position.
Yeah,
probably similar strength, but he's going to be in a bad position.
The other big title match, and you pulled both of these guys. You pulled Kid Gully and you pulled Todd Hutchins. How do you feel about that?
Well, if I feel like Criticali and myself are, I mean, he's probably a little bit more technical. He's got more endurance than I do. But we pull, and our technique and our build are very similar. Mm-hmm. If Todd Hutchins is able to do to Criticali what he did to me, 8-9 weeks ago, and gets in the straps and is able to, get that angle to his side of the table, he's a tough nut to pull out of that. So, like I said, though, Criticali is definitely going to have probably more endurance than I do, but I don't know if he's going to have any more arm strength to get it out of that position, that stuck position that Todd can get you in. I'm leaning towards Mr. Todd Hutchins for the win. I think it's going to be another really
big three matches.
Good
Imagine
match.
all North Americans.
Yeah, I guess
wouldn't be bad.
I shouldn't be biased, but no, that's the way I honestly feel. I think,
because you pulled both of them,
yeah.
You felt like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Criticali's no slouch. I mean, in a hook, even inside, his side pressure is really good, obviously. But yeah, I don't think he's ever pulled anybody like
that weird
Todd
power,
Hutchins,
right?
Yeah.
That weird spot, weird power. I think compared to like you and Kidrigali, I would say he has more mobility. Like he can move, right?
Yeah, and he's not afraid to hit.
Yeah.
I'm very tentative about taking a deep breath and
Yeah,
banging into it and banging into it to get. I'm
very
slow and
just
steady. Like
build-
don't
yes,
rip,
yes.
don't break.
Yeah. I think even if everything else is similar, right?
Yeah.
Your shoulder isn't allowing you to do the things.
have that hit.
Yeah, to
So he
transition.
can, yeah, you're right. He's able to have little surges and little hits to get better positions, which may be effective. But
What did
excited to see it.
Todd said he has black belt in arm wrestling. We'll see.
Right.
Yeah, but Todd is a tank, so that's also
Yeah,
exciting.
no.
The whole card is exciting. I'm really happy to see you. You look amazing. I hope the strength will be there, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks. I feel good.
Right.
Well, time will tell. That's all you can do. Is just show up and give it your best.
For 40 plus years, just show up and give your best.
Yeah.
Live on pay-per-view this Saturday, East versus West, 10, John Brzenk.